So I'm just starting with a small presentation, right? That will definitely help you to understand more about the stuff like Internet of Things. Okay, and I hope everybody know about this. That's why you all are here. So I will hardly taking 10 minutes to 20 minutes to complete my presentation. Then we will have one live podcast. Okay, and then you can we are open with the Q&A session, right, Asutosh? I think
Yes, yes, yes,
this
yes,
is
sir.
the good way, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so right, guys, please tighten up your belts. I hope my screen is now visible to all. Okay, so as Asutosh said, like my name is Siddharth, and I'm also the founder of Car Makerspace. Although into this field of embedded systems, IoT, robotics, PCB designing, hardware system designing, right? I have completed my bachelor's and master's in both embedded systems and embedded system domain. And I'm also into the product development for my organization and also for the other organizations from last 5 years into this IoT domain, right? So starting from your hardware, taking to the software, end-to-end solution that we are actually setting up. Now, if I talk about IoT, definitely it's a very, very new word for many of you out here. And definitely you always see the stuffs, the gadgets that are actually coming up in the market around you on a daily basis. And as our industry is going rapidly, the product development industry in India is going rapidly. You can find out the millions of devices are coming up and maybe they are in the queue right now. Okay. So our agenda is very simple. We will talk about all these stuffs in our session. IoT, why do we need IoT, benefits, features, and what some real-time implementations. So if I start from the real-time implementations, the very simple real-time implementations that I have uh, like gathered for you is a very first, whether you are from any branch, right? Either you are a Hindi graduate or maybe your local language graduate, right? Anyhow you will involve in this technology, right? And during this pandemic and corona time, all of us know how much important the technology is right now, right? Which means I cannot come to your place, you cannot come to my place, we cannot physically interact with each other, so we have only one way in between us, that is system, internet, and gadgets, right? So this is a smart bulb, this is smart switch, easily available in the market, right? Many of us can purchase it from the Amazon or maybe your local e-commerce website and use it. You can control your devices with the help of your mobile phone. You can set the timer and many other things you can do with the help of this product. This is a smart thing. In India also it is available on the Amazon at a very cheap rate at 1,000 rupees, I think, right? But in upcoming days, definitely it will be more cheaper. Okay. So yeah, if I talk about this product, definitely it has an app, it has a server backend and the hardware. Then if I talk about the Fitbit, yeah, very, very common. Maybe all of you have the same Fitband or maybe someone has a different Fitband. So Fitband is not directly connected to the internet, it is indirectly connected to the internet. So yeah, it is also helping you to track the data of your calories, of your walk, how much you walk, right? So this whole data, this track is actually gathering, right? And if I talk about Nest smoke alarms, so yeah, industries are actually looking forward with everything related to IoT, and every product should be related to IoT because there are a lot of cables in the industries going here and there, right? So they want something which is very much, you can say, free and very much flexible to install. So that is your IoT based smoke sensor. Then we have a iKettle. So yes, this is one of the most, you can say, common product. And those who are staying alone, those who are away from their houses, you can use this product for early morning. Okay, you can set an alarm at what particular time you need coffee or tea. Then we have Alexa. Yeah, this also comes under the IoT. I will not say this is not an IoT product. This is an IoT product, right? But and this IoT product actually collects our voice. Okay, so it collects our voice. It's sent to the server. On the server, it stores our data, and also it reverses the particular response. Yeah, smart diaper, very very uncommon right now, but yeah, it will be very common very soon. So being a father, being a brother, being a sister, right? If you have any small baby or small child in your house, this will be very useful, right? Yeah, we love the pet a lot. Okay, so we know what's the importance of having a pet, and if they go somewhere, yeah, definitely we will be more worried, and you can even like do a police complaint, or the better way is install a small mini or micro GPS system, navigation system on its neck or on its belt, so that you can easily track the location of your pet. Yeah, Happy Fork, I think this is very, very like uncommon, and I will not prefer this product at all, because this product is only checking the weight of the food, but it is not checking which food you are taking, right? So there's a lot of stuffs are involved over here. Yeah, this is one of the important part, and this is already there in the market. That is light bulb, but this light bulb is not at all the common light bulbs. It's a light bulb which you can easily change, and the light you can easily change with the help of your mobile phone. So this is also available very easily in the Indian market and the Philippines market. Yes, Philippines is exactly a growing market in electronic industry, right? And you will definitely find a lot of IoT products are there in your state or the country, right? This is a very, very old product from Amazon to order the devices. Okay. And then, yeah. So, as you have seen, there are various products over here. So, if you want me to make this certain more interactive, can anyone tell me whether this product is a IoT product or not? Or if yes, you can raise your hand. If this product is a IoT product. No one? Okay. All right. So, okay. So now let's see what is basically an IoT product and what is not an IoT product. Okay. Not yet an IoT product. Okay. Yeah. So we generally use IoT not only just to press the button and send the data, right? That can be done previously as well. IoT is actually not at all new thing. Okay. It's coined in 1999. All right. Now, but why we all are reading it now, or why we are teaching it now in 2014 onwards, we have started IoT. The reason is our laptop, computers, we have already feed lot of data, right? The data is like you have entered your email ID, you have saved your password, you have entered your credit card details, debit card details, right? Mobile numbers, locations, everything we have already entered. Now, what you left with? You left with your physical body data. Example, voice, what you basically eat, right? How you eat, at what time you want to eat, which type of light you like, okay, how much, which type of music you like, okay, what's your actual voice. So these data are still not trackable. So what companies have decided? Companies have decided to track those data so that we can personalize more productive output for you as well. So let's take a very simple example. If I want to order some good music system, or some I want to order some music CD, okay, music CDs or the pen drive, something like that. Now, if Amazon knows my music taste, okay, or the music which I like, it will automatically recommend me. Now, how it likes the music? Let's say I say, Alexa, play this music for me. Alexa, play that music for me. So, day on day basis, Alexa will learn about me. Alexa will acquainted with the likes and dislikes of me, right? So, like that, they are gathering the data. Now, there is definitely a sensor involved in it. There are multiple definitions of IoT, but IoT is mainly used to collect the data, right? And data collection can be done with the help of sensors. Okay. Turning on the light and turning off the light, that can be done without IoT as well. Okay. There is no need of uh, IoT. There is only a need of internet. That's all, right? I hope this part is pretty much clear with you all. So yeah, we know in the terms of IoT, everything is connected to internet. Okay, and if there is no network, we know this type of errors we all are facing. Okay, so yeah, still in many countries, in many places out there, we will generally found this type of errors, and many companies are figuring out, like Facebook, Google, and Starlink, how to provide a 24 into 7 uh, continuous data so that your each and every product can be connected to internet every time or every particular second. Okay, so that their systems can be trained more easily, their system can predict the data more accurate, right? So this part is there in the IoT, right? Now we generally use internet. Let's talk about the internet. So internet we are using since I think 1995. Okay, I have connected with the internet in 2004, right? The first internet I have taken. So generally we use internet in three ways. The first is the social network, second is the information access, and third is the service, right? Now social network, all of you are on the social network. I maybe some of you are not there. Information access, the Google or the Microsoft Bing or maybe DuckDuckGo, you are using the for the information access. Last but not the least, which is basically not directly used by many of the users, which is a service. So service is like the Google Drive, right? So Google Drive is the service, right? And on the Google Drive, you have multiple applications like Google Slides. This is the Microsoft Team Microsoft Team is there. Google Meet is there, right? Zoom is there. So these are the services. Even if we talk about the AWS, AWS is only providing the services. They are not providing you search engine. They are not providing you social networking. They are not providing you any kind of information access. They are only a service-based company, right? So you can go to Amazon, you can go to Microsoft Azure, you can go to IBM Watson and ask them, sir, I need a space for deploying my product. So please give me some computers with the internet, with the power backup so that I can deploy my system, right? That's why you want the services from these companies. And even not as an individual, the other companies like Accenture, Infosys, Wipro, TCS, or many other companies also require their services because they are having the biggest servers in India or maybe outside India, right? You cannot go to Facebook and ask, I need to deploy an IoT engine on your server. They are not meant for that. Maybe in future they will launch some services like service, like Facebook services for IoT and all. So as expected, by 2030, approximately 50 billion devices will be there in India. I'm talking about only in India. And if you talk about the all over world, yes, it will be more than 5,000 billion products are connected to the internet. Till date, like if I'm sitting in my office, right now I have around 7 devices which are connected with the internet, right? And you can just imagine if you have a 24 into 7 IoT connected light, IoT connected smart bulb, geyser, AC, refrigerator, smartwatch, right? Your laptops, computers, mobile phones are already connected. Okay, your connected mic, your connected video call, connected Alexa, everything is there, right? So far, these all are the connected things we can see, and definitely this list will be doubled in upcoming years, right? So now, if all of you understood this thing very well, let's talk about what exactly an IoT is, right? So in a very simple terms, if you can check on my screen, IoT is an idea from a computer science, right? Now, when we talk about current level of technology, everyone is connected, and it's not like I am from the electronics background and I am from the embedded background. I cannot jump into the computer. Okay, definitely I have to learn about the computers and the programming and all, because without computer, electronics not gonna work, and without electronics, you are not able to write the single line of code. Okay, so please make sure whenever you are learning about computer science, you should have the knowledge of electronics. The reason is they both are correlated, right? Yeah, definitely we have divided them in the multiple branches of the engineering or maybe different courses, but that's the truth. Okay. So yes, in Internet of Things, we can connect those devices which are actually non-living being. Let's say I want to connect my door with the internet and I want to check how many times my door is open in a day. Okay. So how can you track this data? You have to connect one sensor on the door and you can check the data on the internet. How many times I have opened the door, I have closed the door. Open the door, close the door. Right? So this is how you can measure these small data. Now, the main important point that comes in our mind is what actually enables IoT. Why not before 2010 we are having the IoT products and we are not using the IoT? Why? So the reason is at that point of time we don't have that IPv4 or IPv6. Okay. Now it's same like a mobile number. The more users come in the market, companies have launched the more number of series. In the same way, we have IPv4. So IPv4 is now filled up, all right, or it is dynamically allocated in the local user. But if you talk about the static world, in the static world, the dynamic IP4 is not available, right? So they have launched IPv6. Now in the IPv6, the number of allocation is possibility is very high. It means we can connect more number of devices and we can allocate more number of IP addresses, right? Then we have the cheap sensors. So when I want to design something which should be very cheaper, let's say I have this company earpods, right? Now this company earpods come in the market in 1,000 rupees. But if you talk about the Apple, so they have the earpods in 26,000, right, in Indian currency. So the reason is cheap sensors are actually plays a very vital role in IoT, because if the product is not cheap, definitely that there will be no user. So if I'm saying I am giving you 20 lakh rupees of IoT sensor, will you purchase? Everyone will not purchase, right? Some user may be there, but not of all of us, right? But if I say your IoT bulb is in 500 rupees, definitely you will think to purchase and many of you will purchase, right? Then the internet, the cheap bandwidth. So cheap bandwidth is basically again a major reason in Internet of Things, because I have seen a day when I was using a 2G speed and I'm just receiving of 3 to 4 KB per second of data. And now today in my age only, I'm receiving 300 MB per second of data in my house. Okay. So you can imagine why it is possible, because the cheap bandwidth is there and the continuous network is there, right? Smart personal gateways. So yeah, smartphone is also there with us. Previously in our gadgets we had the screen. Now we don't have the screens. We have the smart gateway, smart personal gateway, where you can see all the data on your smartphone app. Processing unit is again a major reason. Uninterrupted network, I already talked about the uninterrupted network, and the big data, right? So yeah, we need only one thing that is important from internet, right? That is data, right? Why we are doing all this stuffs? Because we need data. I think nothing is important in this world than the data, because if you have a data, you can change the game. Okay, so let's say if somebody has taken your laptop or somebody has taken your mobile phone, you are not actually worried about the mobile and the laptop. You are actually worried about the data. How many of you agree with this? I agree with this. Anyone in the house who agrees with me? All right. So yeah, thank you. Now, so we have seen like a little bit part of the IoT, what exactly IoT is, and I hope all of you understand the fundamental things behind the IoT. But out of the whole data, what we have to fetch is the proper information. Okay, let's take over the internet, some crores and tons amount of data is flowing, but every data is not important for me. Okay, so what is important for me, that I have to filter it out with the help of the data analytics. Okay, so IoT is a collection of the data. Data analytics is the filtration of the data, and machine learning is the learning of the data, right? So we all are on the same track. So who is generating the data? The IoT devices is generating the data. Okay. These devices will generate the data. Then only your machine and AI will work properly, right? This is how system works. I hope all of you understood this part very, very well. Okay. So if I talk about the last phase in the IoT, I will quickly cover this up. Now, if I talk about the last phase of the IoT, in the last phase of IoT, the one thing which is very, very important to like connect my device with the internet, that is the cloud. Okay. So the cloud is not at all your clouds which rains. It's basically the computer, the server, which is set up somewhere or which you can set up in your house maybe, but that cloud or that system should have the capability of handling the millions of devices, and also that should have the capacity of 24/7 power backup, high amount of processing unit, and yeah, uninterrupted internet network. Okay. So make sure whenever you are setting up any IoT cloud, try to select the best service. Okay, service means to say we have Microsoft Azure, we have Google Cloud, we have Amazon AWS services, we have IBM Watson, and many other services are there in internet, over the internet, that you can use and set up your IoT systems, right? Very, very simple. I'm just explaining one fundamental service. So starting from your collection of the data, so here the devices will collect the data, right? That can be anything. I'm saying any device, right? That device will send the data to the Amazon services, where the data is arranged in a queue manner. So these are services of the Amazon which actually handles the data, right? Now what we have to learn? We have to learn about these services as well, and we have to learn about these devices as well. Okay, that's what we have to do. Once the data is arranged in a queue, that has to be stored in some database like SQL or maybe DynamoDB, MongoDB, like that we have to arrange in some database. Once we will arrange that data in a database, definitely it is stored. Okay, once it is stored, now you can run any of the application. Let's say you want to filter the data. You just need only one temperature data, maybe humidity data, maybe rain data. Okay, anything whatever you want. And that can be controlled with the help of mobile application, right? The same you do with your Facebook friends. So, or maybe on the LinkedIn, right? So likewise, we have other services, Cisco, IoT, Oracle, General Electric Predix, and Ka, and many other are there. Okay, so this is a small presentation from my side on Internet of Things, in which I have covered the very, very basic part, okay, which enables the IoT and all. I have not like started any kind of technical things like which hardware or which sensor, because that is not the part of this webinar. This is not the aim of this webinar, right? So I hope everyone is pretty much aware about this, and I hope all of you understood this thing. So we are open for the questions now. So thank you everyone for listening me patiently. And now Aditya, oh sorry, Ashutosh, if you have any questions for me, let's start.
Yes, sir. I have question, but I think I will ask not more than one or two questions, because
Okay, okay.
I think you have given them the whole basic idea about the IoT. So I don't
Right.
think I need to ask the question. So just like out of curiosity, sir, like I think most of the students have joined is either they are doing undergrad or they are doing masters
Uh-huh.
in IoT electronics, or some electronics sector they are doing masters or UG.
So
So
we can ask them in the chat box if they can reply. Like, how many of you are doing masters? or maybe bachelor's. You can type in chat box, please.
Bachelor's. Okay. Bachelor's. So most of them are undergrad guy.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for replying. Yeah.
So I've had a very basic question, sir. Like for any undergrad, like how they can start learning IoT? Because as per my views, IoT is like it's combination of embedded system, networking, cloud. Like it's just got mixed up. So
Right.
like from where they can start from where they can kickstart their journey so that after 1 or 2 months they don't get frustrated. Like
Uh-huh.
so the
So,
way you can suggest them.
so guys, like see, what you can do and how you can start your journey in IoT is, so we actually divides IoT in these 4 parts, right? As you can see on my screen. The very first part is you should learn about the programming of the hardware. Let's say very simple, Arduino and the Raspberry Pi. Okay. Everyone is, I think, pretty much aware about these two companies. Okay. And the prototyping. So in our college days, we generally use Arduino and Raspberry Pi. So we should start learning about the programming, the hardware programming or the bare metal coding on these platforms as a hobbyist, I will say. Okay. But because when you generally jump into the industry, the things will definitely change. But yeah, gradually, if you know nothing, you can start with these boards. Second thing is the very important. You have to select the sensor, and that you can select only when you know which data you need. Let's say I want to check the ultraviolet data, so I cannot detect the ultraviolet rays with the help of simple LDR sensor, right? So
Right.
there are a lot of companies who actually design the different variety of sensors, and we should know how to find those particular sensors, right? So definitely the skill that we have is the internet browsing. So this browsing will help you here only, where you can actually select the particular sensors. Third, the protocol. The protocol is the wireless protocol, because if somebody is saying I am using wired connection in IoT, I will say that's not an IoT device, because IoT devices are meant for the simplification of the system, not for the complexity. If you connect thousands of devices with the wires, definitely you are not doing anything new. Okay, so that's why the wireless technology is growing today very rapidly, right? So like your Wi-Fi, like the Bluetooth or LoRa technology, any technology you have to learn, and you should know how to implement the technology on a hardware. So one thing, we have the hardware like the Arduino, then we learn how to connect the sensors. Okay, and the third is the, once the data is there in my local hardware, how to send the data to the cloud with the help of the protocol or the wireless technology. Okay, and last but not the least, we need the server. So definitely we have to learn about the server, because if you are a group of members, like if you're a team, so definitely everyone is doing their own job. But if you are individually handling one thing, you have to learn about all the 4 things. So this is how I basically divide the IoT into 4 things, right? I hope my answer is clear for all.
I think that they are now all clear, like where to start and how to proceed further
Yes.
in their IoT learning journey. So, sir, one more question from my side, sir. Like for a UGA student, after the if they want to start their career in as a IoT developer or in the field of electronics, like how they can land a job. Like it's quite as compared to software engineering domain or computer science domain, it's a bit difficult to land a job as a fresher in the electronics industry, because they require you have to be a lot of experience, more than 5 years or something like that. So how can a fresher land up in a job as a electronics
So
engineer or IoT developer?
as per my experience into this industry, I have seen both the industries going very rapidly. I'm not saying the software will not grow or the hardware will only grow. But one thing I want to say over here is, electronics industry needs lot of patience and lot of learning. Okay, because there is no backspace on our hardware, right? In computer science world, you can
Yes,
press a
sir.
backspace, you can rectify your code, but once you design the product, you cannot make a backspace, right? You cannot press the backspace. So that's the one important part that I would like to share with you all. Either you become a good electronics engineer, either you become a good software engineer. You should have a lot of patience. And as per my experience in the hardware industry, patience is the only tool of the success. And yeah, because you are designing a product that will be used by millions of users. So you should understand, okay, I am designing something and that will be used by any customer. Okay, so starting from the component selection, starting from the hardware design, starting from the coding, then creating the body, then implementing the code over it. Okay, every part has to be taken care by our team or maybe as an individual. So both the industries are growing rapidly, but because the IoT domain is growing and the product requirement is very much important in this world, so the software field is already growing, right? Many companies are designing the softwares, and IoT backend designing is not at all a difficult job. Okay, just a play of the APIs, REST APIs. Okay, but designing a perfect hardware is a very challenging job. And then in India, I will say maybe if Philippines is definitely a very good market right now in electronics industry. I have seen this after China. Okay, but if I talk about the India, still many students being into this bachelor or maybe in your masters are little bit worried to jump into the electronics sector. The reason is because there's a lot of hard work, right? And where there is a hard work, definitely we know we don't have to jump into that path. Okay. Yeah. So that is the one thing, but I will definitely say that hard work will pay off. Okay, because the growth is exponential in my industry, in electronics industry, but in software industry, you will grow gradually. Okay, 2.4 lakh, 3.6 lakh, 4.8 lakh, 5.7 lakh, 6.5 lakh. The salary ratio is fixed. Okay, and heart to heart, you can go up to 20-25 lakhs at the age of your retirement. Okay, but once you design any product, okay, and that product is very successful over the time, you will get the dividends of that product later on. Once you will die also, you will get the product dividend. Okay, so you can imagine, you can showcase your creativity, you can create multiple products, but in the software, what you can do, what next? Okay, nothing new, right? In a software, what else you can do? Just drag and drop from here and there. You can just change the UI, you can just change the algorithms, like thing you can do. But in the case of hardware, you can create a lot of things. Okay, so that's what I want to say about this field. I'm not saying both the software is not at all a good job. It's a definitely a very good job. Okay, and very growing field. But what I can see the future of both the countries or many countries is the hardware. Okay, and in India, if I say with the 150 crore plus population till date, we are not even manufacturing a single mobile phone. Okay, and this is a very harsh and the real truth. So you can imagine once we jump into the future and when our Indian countries like India are starting manufacturing our own mobile phones. Okay, made in India. We are actually, they are not made in India. They are assembled in India, right? So this part should be clear in our mind. We are not doing any kind of manufacturing because there is no silicon. Okay, there is no chip manufacturing company. So how can we manufacture anything? Okay, so Tata, Reliance, they are actually finding a path to open the semiconductor chip manufacturing company in India. So once we started the chip manufacturing, the VLSI sector growth, the embedded system growth, product development growth is definitely very rapid. So the next 10-20 years of the India is into the same domain. So if you are very patient, if you are focused towards the learning, definitely I can give you the guarantee within the next 5 years, you will be on the boom. My friends in the electronic industry are right now earning 40 lakhs. And the same friend of the computer science background is earning 15 to 20 lakhs. That's the difference. And they both are in the SCL right now. One is the embedded engineer, embedded programmer basically, and one is the website developer, front-end developer. So you can imagine, both are the same batch, same college, my friends only. But one has chosen the embedded path, one has chosen the web development part. So that's the difference.
So just if you're diving into the electronics industry, you just need to keep a lot of patience. That one advice from the sir.
Yes, because it required, because what I feel, being into the electronic industry, you will find lot of errors. Errors means you will find 99% errors, 1% solutions. Okay, because over the internet, definitely you will find the solution, but it is related to the coding, and no one is posting the exact solution, because a
Right, sir.
single ohm of change in the resistance will change the circuit, right?
Right, sir.
And there are millions of varieties of the components in the market. So it's not like the Java, Python, or any other 5-7 programming language. Okay, if you are having 7 categories of processor, you should know how to program those 7 processors, and you cannot do that. So you can be only master on 2 or 3. That's all.
Okay, I think many of them got the idea regarding this.
Yes.
Now, guys, we will open up for the Q&A session. So if any one of you are having any question, any queries related to anything related to electronics industry or IoT, you can ask. Either you can open up your mic or you can just write in the chat as per your convenience. Either you can open up the mic and ask the question, or you can write in the chat. We will be taking every question, any doubts you are having. Just feel free to ask.
Hello,
Hi.
I am Jolo. I would like to ask about your idea on how can we ensure IoT will be safe and secure for everyone, especially when you show in the presentation that every year the number of connected devices grows, which could potentially hackers could breach the big data or the IoT cloud and become a serious threat. So, what is your idea about ensuring the security and safety of everyone? Thank you.
Right. All right. Thanks, Jolo. And it's a very, very wonderful question, I will say. So, yeah, definitely it's a very, very big concern about the security. And as we are developing the hardware products on the daily basis, and they are connected to the internet, so the security is one of the major concern in IoT domain. Somebody can hack our hardware, somebody can breach the system. Okay. So what we are basically doing? So we are using some different ways of securing our network, securing our data packets. We are doing a lot of encryption with our data. Okay. On the hardware level, you can use hardware encryption chips, and on the server side, you can use the decryption algorithm. All right. So this can be one of the possibility. Or if you want to make it more secure, you can actually secure your server with, let's say, if you are using AWS servers. So the AWS servers actually needs the certificates, AWS certificates to access the server. Okay. So here you can add a lot of more things when you want to secure your AWS or IoT devices. Because in the IoT devices, yeah, definitely it is connected to the internet, but you can encrypt your data, right? Because the encryption is the only tool of the security, right? Whether you are in the banking sector or whether you are in the hardware IoT sector or anywhere else. I hope my answer is clear for you, Jolo.
Yes. So I think it is very important for us to understand the security of
Yes,
IoT, especially as engineering, which
correct,
really is important in building these devices or IoT devices. So thank you.
correct. All right. Yeah, very well said, Jolo. Yes, the security is one of the major concern, definitely. And later on, definitely, if we can see the number of developers are increasing, the number of hackers are also increasing. So we are very much concerned about this, right?
Okay.